Hello everyone. I'm sorry about my opening music there. I'm still figuring out the soundboard. Listen, I'm if you've watched any of my shorts I put out earlier or my introduction video, I hope you have. I hope you come back and you watch this. And if you have watched those videos, you know I'm starting a brand new channel. Everything sports and just topics I'm interested in. Takes that usually I just have with my brothers. Just thought I'd try to turn it into some content. And so hopefully you guys will bear with me as I try to figure out this stuff. I'm new to it and all of that. I'm gonna hopefully do my best, and I'm excited just to talk about sports. That's what I want to do. And look, I encourage everyone, if I say anything to that interests you, or you want to disagree with, or engage with, or give your opinion, leave your comments, and I will engage with every comment that is given, hopefully, and look forward to doing that with you guys. So. I encourage you, if you like the content today, subscribe, like the videos, all of that, interact in the comment section, and I'm super excited. So after today, I'm going to get right into the Lane Kiffin stuff that I have scheduled for today. And if you want to leave a comment, anybody who leaves a comment, I'll try tomorrow to just address your comments. I had one comment today on one of my shorts, and by Mr. Bailey. I want to say Burn. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure if that's how you say it or not, but Bailey at least. And I just want to say thank you, Bailey, an Ole Miss fan, and I just want to say thank you for commenting and interacting. I really appreciate the interaction. And so I'm going to address that comment here in a few moments. But look, I don't have the best equipment in the world, all of that. I figured I would start this, and if somehow I'm blessed enough for it to take off at all, and I get to 500 subscribers, which I think is how the number of subscribers you need to be able to monetize your channel. If I get to that point, then I will buy a new camera. So that's essentially, if I get to 500 subscribers, I will go to the store and buy nicer equipment. So, but I just want to see if there's any interest out there. And I'm just going to start today with really the hottest topic in all of sports right now, and that is Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss to go to LSU, which I'm an LSU fan. So, but what I'm not here to do is just glaze LSU and say, "Ha, you stupid Ole Miss fans," in your face. That's not really my purpose of making this video at all. Really, just to bring logic to it, bring logic to this situation, and have some logical arguments. I'm really going to look at both perspectives. I want to look at the Ole Miss perspective, and I want to look at LSU's perspective, and really what my perspective is as an LSU fan. And so, with that being said, first of all, I want to address the Ole Miss perspective, and in order to do that, I'm actually going to go to the comment section that this guy who was the first comment, and again, thank you, Mr. Bailey, for your comment, and I appreciate the interaction, and I think you subscribed, and so I appreciate it, and so looking forward to more subscriptions and interactions with more people. But obviously, I said in the video, I think that Ole Miss should have let Lane Kiffin coach in the playoff. Let me know why I'm right or why I'm wrong. And so the only comment I got was from Bailey, I think Byrne. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Let me know, Bailey, if I'm saying your last name correctly or not. But he said, imagine this for a second. You and your wife decide to get divorced. Not only is she leaving you for another man, but she is leaving you for the next door neighbor that you fight with every year. All the while, she asked to stay until Christmas. You would probably say, hit the road. We can do Christmas without you. On the same token, people are comparing the other coaching situations the same as this one, but it is not the same because of one obvious reason. It's a divisional rival you play every single year. Tulane does not see Florida every year. It's a conflict of interest. So I just want to start with that comment, and I want to give my argument as to why I think that Lane Kiffin should have Ole Miss should have let Lane Kiffin coach in the playoff. And I'm going to say this as an LSU fan, so I'm trying to put myself in y'all's situation. So, for instance, if if LSU, Lane Kiffin's doing the same thing to us. We're leaving, but we're in the playoff. We're 11-1. It's so much work to get here. It's been so many years for you guys to have the success. And yes, it stinks that Lane Kiffin is leaving. 100%, you feel burnt, you feel betrayed, and everything. But here's the deal. He is going to, a lot of people said that, they don't want him in the room recruiting their players and their coaches and all of that. I totally get that. But here's the deal. That is going to be happening anyways. Lane Kiffin is pulling the coaches. He's pulling the assistant coaches. He's pulling the players. He's already doing that. That's going to happen inevitably. So you might as well, if he's already out the door anyways, you might as well go ahead and let him finish the playoff. What if this? Think about this. What if you let him finish the playoff, okay, which LSU agreed. We're trying to do whatever it took to get Kiffin. So we agreed if they wanted him to finish coaching the playoff, we would have waited for him, okay? But here's the deal. If he would have gone on, if you would have kept him, and let's say Kiffin went on to win a championship, even if he still left after that championship, wouldn't that be worth it? Ole Miss would then be a national championship holder in Ole Miss, and they so to me, even if Kiffin were to go on and leave LSU after that championship, that would be totally worth it. You could say we won a championship. You would be national champs. And then on top of that, I would dare say that if you let Kiffin coach the playoff, which he wanted to do, obviously he wants to go and coach his team in the playoff and try to get the payoff of all his hard work with that team. Okay, and so he's going to do his best. He's not going to go in there and do it halfway. Lane Kiffin is going to coach Ole Miss in the playoff, and he's going to do it all the way because he wants to win. And so why not take advantage of that and let him go win you a championship on his way out the door? And then, not to mention, if he were to do that, and this is what I've talked about many times, like with my brothers, is if he were to go win a championship with Ole Miss, there's a good chance that he ends up saying, you know what, LSU, I'm not leaving. I mean, how do you go win a championship, a national championship at a place, and then say I'm leaving? He could have thought he was going to LSU and all of that, but I guarantee you, if he would have played the playoff with Ole Miss, gone to the championship and won it, then he probably would have stayed. I mean, how do you leave a team that just won a national championship? I don't think he would have done it. So that's really my main argument as to why Ole Miss should have let Lane Kiffin, stay and coach the playoff. And as far as it goes with this, Bailey, with your illustration with the wife, I get it. Okay, I get that's how you feel. You feel betrayed completely and all of that. But at the end of the day, that's not your spouse. It's not your wife, okay? But let's push that illustration even further though. So what if that's happening with your spouse, okay? But then what if it says, hey, if you let your wife stay, okay, if you let your wife stay for a few more months, there's a good chance that you could get $1 billion out of this deal. If you let her stay a couple more days, which I'm putting that to equivalent of a national championship. What if you let her stay? If you let her stay with you for a couple more months, there's a good chance you could win $1 billion. Would you do it? You know what I mean? Would you let her just stay in the house for a couple more months? I mean, you'd think about it for sure. So that's my argument. My argument is, why not try to get everything out of Lane before he leaves you? He's going to take anyways. You might as well try to take something from him on the way out, and then possibly keep him on the flip side of that. I want to say this too. I just want to say, Ole Miss fans, if you're listening to this at all, I totally sympathize with you. I'm not gloating over you. I'm sure there's plenty of LSU fans that are gloating. I've seen comment sections on all kinds of talk shows where the LSU is just talking about how Ole Miss is crying and all this stuff. I'm thinking, well, we would be doing the same thing. Okay, so I think about the Nick Saban situation. Okay, so we had Nick Saban years ago, won us a championship, and then leaves for the NFL. And that was so tough. But that didn't burn us as bad as what really burned us was when he came back and he went to Alabama. But at the end of the day, Nick Saban was not just trying to burn us and go to Alabama. He left and went to the NFL. He wanted to go to the NFL. Didn't work out. Decides to come back. Well, we already have Les Miles, so he can't go back to LSU. So he goes to the next best available job, which is Alabama. And he wasn't doing that to try and do anything mean to us. But even with that, we treated him like he did do that on purpose, like he did just want to do something to hurt us by going to a massive rival. And so we treated. And listen, I was there at the Alabama game a couple years ago when we beat them finally, when Nick Saban was still the coach. I was in attendance at that game when we won in overtime and stormed the field. I was on the field. So I know what it was like to want to beat Saban and how much we disliked him. So I can't imagine what you guys are feeling being 11-1 and about to go into the playoff with number 6 in the nation. I think last I saw you guys are number 6 in the nation, and a chance to win a national championship and then to leave for your rival. I mean, this is totally unprecedented. And let me just say this. Let me just set this up. What is that game going to be like at Ole Miss next year? And I would like to hear from, if any Ole Miss fans come across this, I would like to hear from you. Like, what do you expect that game in Oxford when LSU comes to Oxford? What do y'all expect that to be like? Like, I was thinking about this. I was like, this is going to be the closest thing to LeBron leaving Cleveland that we've ever seen. Because I don't know if we've ever seen anything like when LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami and then he came back to Cleveland for the first time. I mean, that was insane. This might be the closest thing to that. I don't know, you Ole Miss fans, you let me know in the comment section. And listen, I don't blame it. I don't blame you. Kiffin's going to get heat. And you guys are upset. And I would be too if it was my team. And so... it'll be interesting to see, and to Bailey's point in this comment that he made about this is not, people are comparing it to the Tulane situation. I totally agree. This is not the same. I mean, look, this is not the same. Ole Miss is a much bigger program than Tulane, first of all. So Kiffin might have been about to prove that Ole Miss can win championships, and he's not even giving it the shot. Which is, again, to my point, why I think you guys should have let him coach. I think Ole Miss should have let him coach. I think it's a massive mistake. It could have turned out way better for you guys in the long run if y'all would have done that. But this is not the same. People who can, if you're comparing this to John Summerall going to Florida or anything, this isn't even... this isn't even comparable. This is a big deal. This is the closest thing to LeBron leaving Cleveland maybe that we've seen. And by the way, just a note on that John Summerall deal to Florida. I'm going to be honest with you, as a LSU fan, I'm worried about that. I'm not super thrilled about that. There's a lot of LSU fans that wanted John Summerall. That a lot of people are talking about him maybe being the next Saban-esque type guy. I mean, he's going to succeed in Florida, and Florida is going to be a problem for everybody because of John Summerall. And so I'm not excited about that. I would have loved to seen John Summerall come here. It would have been a lot less press and all of that, which I haven't been super excited about as an LSU fan. And but anyways, that's going to be a problem for everyone, John Summerall going to Florida, but it's not the same. This is how you know it's not the same. Tulane is letting John Summerall coach, okay? They're letting him finish out with Tulane, even after having his press conference for Florida. That just goes to show you how it's not, even they understand. They understand they're not Ole Miss, they're definitely not Florida, LSU, Alabama, they're not these schools, okay? And so they understand this is a promotion, a major promotion for John Summerall, and they're probably happy for him at the end of the day. And so anyways, this is not the same. And so Bailey, thank you so much for your comment and interaction. I really appreciate it, dude. Every time something like that happens, a comment or interaction with my post, that's going to help the channel immensely. So I really appreciate it. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, so that's me sympathizing. So I think Ole Miss, first of all, I think y'all should have let him coach the playoff. I think y'all should have let Lane Kiffin coach the playoff 100%. I totally sympathize with you guys. I'm not gloating. And honestly, the whole thing kind of made. I think I saw who was Andrew Whitworth on his podcast with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I saw him say it kind of makes you just want to, like, you need to take a shower after watching all of it. And even as an LSU fan, I'm just going to be honest, I kind of feel that way. Like, I'm not super comfortable with all this. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And look, I'm aware of Lane Kiffin's past. I'm aware. And look, I still kind of get the idea. I kind of get the feeling that he's, I do, who was it? The Raiders, when he coached for the Raiders, and the owner, who was the owner there, Al Davis, had this big deal about him being a pathological liar and all that kind of stuff. I don't know about all that, but I think I'm starting to see it even now. A little bit, like in his press conference, he talked about fans running him off the road, and I saw a report today where some of y'all, I think was it y'all's governor or something, got involved and said nobody tried to run him off the road or something like that. And I'm just like, a little thing that he didn't have to say that. The fans were obviously mad, yelling at him, but it's like one of those things like he just couldn't help himself to add that somebody ran him off the road. So I look at that and I'm like, he's not real good in front of a press conference, for a guy who's taking some bold moves and doing some things that are going to come with some major heat. You think he would practice, being a little better in front of the media and what he's saying. Him going on Pat McAfee during this whole deal, like, what are you thinking, dude? It kind of reminds me a little bit of Donald Trump. It's just like, dude, if you would just be quiet, if you would just stop saying so much garbage, it might go a long way for you. So it's just like, so anyways, I'm not super comfortable with it all. I don't feel super, like, I'm not sitting here. I told Bailey, I'm glad we got Lane Kiffin. I am glad that LSU got Lane Kiffin. 100%. Like, I'm glad. I think that he's really good. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a good recruiter. But I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to. I would be lying if I told you I wasn't still holding him at arm's length a little bit. And I was talking to my brother, and I was saying, look, his expectations. I have way higher expectations for him than I did even Brian Kelly, because Brian Kelly inherited a terrible situation, and here Lane is inheriting a much better situation. He's inheriting a much better situation than Brian Kelly did. And so, and with all this noise, I mean, we better win. And some people are saying he better win a championship within the next 4 years. I'm saying we better at least be in the game or in the final four. I mean, at least by year 3. And and I'm not joking. I mean, this is a big deal. LSU's brand is on the line. Our reputation is already hurt. The only way we fix kind of the mess we've made as a program and this mess in the media and all this hate that's coming our way, really the only way we fix it is if we win championships. I mean, so we've really got ourselves kind of in a pickle. So like I said, I'm not 100% comfortable with all of this. Now, that's where I stand, but I also want to, lastly, I want to make an argument for why I think Kiffin is being, he's being treated a little unfairly in this scenario. Okay, so I understand all of Ole Miss's hate. I'm not super comfortable with this whole ordeal. I'm not gloating, and there's a lot of LSU fans that feel the same way. This is a tough, messy situation, and I seriously feel bad for Ole Miss players who have a chance to win a championship. I really do. I feel bad for those players, and so I'm not gloating, all of that. But at the same time, I do think that the national media, man, the way they've gone in on Lane on this one, I don't 100% agree with. Now, this is not John Summerall leaving Tulane. This is a bigger deal than that. This is messier than that. But at the end of the day, and of course, Ole Miss fans are probably going to disagree with me on this. That's totally fine. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. But in most people's view, LSU is a promotion. It's a promotion, and Lane Kiffin wanted that promotion. And I've heard people compare the stands. I went to the LSU game against Arkansas a couple weeks ago, and I was there, and we're like, our record's terrible. We don't have a coach. Everything's a mess. Our governor's involved. making a joke out of himself. All of this is going on, and I go to that game, and there was a lot of people there. There was like 80,000 people there, and then I came home and I was listening to the news and about that game you guys, Ole Miss, had, and it said that it was the highest attendance Ole Miss had ever had, and it was 68,000 people, and you guys are 10-1. And so I'm like, that really pictures how this is a promotion. LSU it's a very unique place. It's a very unique fan base, and if you're an Ole Miss fan who's been here, I mean, you've had to have felt that. And I'm not throwing shade at Ole Miss. It's just that LSU is a very, very unique program. It's a massive draw. It's the flagship university of the state. It's the only major one in the state that's drawing all the talent. I mean, if you get a great coach here, you're going to win championships. Okay, so it's a promotion for Lane Kiffin. And I was like, who gets this mad at a guy for taking a promotion? Okay, and even, like, I understand people saying he left in the middle of the season, and Paul Fibaum has been just going in on Lane on this, and how he's just leaving and abandoning his team in the middle of the season. Well, here's the deal. There's a lot of pressure here. I mean, he could lose this gig. He really wants this promotion. He begged you guys to let him coach. There's no doubt. And anybody who says that Lane didn't want to coach the team, I don't know if I've heard that, but he definitely wanted to coach his team. I think anybody would have wanted to coach his team. He's in the playoff right now with a chance to go win a championship. He wants to coach that team. But he also knows that, I mean, LSU may say, we'll wait for you. But at the end of the day, if we've got a chance to go get Summerall and we might lose him, and then what if Kiffin goes and wins a championship, and then all of a sudden he bails on us? We had to put the pressure on Kiffin, like, we need to make this happen. We've got signing day coming up. If you want to come to LSU and have a successful year next year, you need to get here before signing day. So he had to make this choice. He had to make this choice. They weren't going to let him coach, that's what I'm saying. Y'all should have let him coach. You might have kept him. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. You might have never lost Kiffin if you just let him coach. But anyways, there was a lot of pressure. The calendar stinks. I mean, I know everyone says that that's not an excuse, but it really is. I mean, it really is an excuse, and a lot of coaches have said the same thing. I mean, Saban said the same thing. The Texas Longhorns coach said the same thing. I think that, and a lot of people saying I wouldn't want to be in Lane Kiffin's position. It's not really super. I don't think how people are portraying him is fair, and they want to say Paul Fibaum keeps on saying over and over, this is just who Lane Kiffin is. Well, I mean, I hear that, and yes, it doesn't look great with his past, but over the last 6 years, he's definitely changed. There is no doubt about that. Kiffin has definitely matured. It just so happens that I don't think he ever thought he was going to be in this position with LSU. I don't think we didn't expect to be in this position. I never thought. Honestly, I never even thought right after the Texas A&M game, until word started coming out, I didn't think they were going to fire Kelly. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought that was not even close to happen. All rumors were that nobody wanted to fire Kelly. We didn't want to pay his buyout. And the next thing you know, he's gone. And then Kiffin never expected that to happen. So it was a crazy situation. It's really a great opportunity for Kiffin, but it's messy. And I'm not going to – I would be lying if I didn't tell you I was a little bit nervous. I mean, the pressure's on, The pressure's on for us to win. The pressure's on for us to go to Oxford next year, win that game. I mean, it's going to be uncomfortable. And as an LSU fan, look, I'm not trying to get any more heat than we're already getting as a program. And so I love LSU, and I'm rooting all the way. I'm glad we got Kiffin. But honestly, to avoid this big mess, sometimes I think, would I have rather just got John Summerall and been done with it? I mean, we could have got John Summerall, been done with it, had a great coach, wouldn't have been a mess in the media. We just haven't been able to catch a break, man. We have got to – we're to a point as LSU Tigers where we have to win a championship. I mean, we have got to get this done, like in the next 4 years, or our brand is going to struggle to recover from this. I mean, players are going to start turning their noses up. And so it looks like it looks like the signees, it looks like the commitments, the transfers, all of that. It looks like Kiffin's already winning a lot in that area. And so they're kind of giving us the benefit of the doubt. But let me tell you, if we go the next 2 years and it doesn't look like this thing is getting drastically better under Kiffin with the national media mess, players are going to start looking elsewhere. And no matter the powerhouse that we are, I mean, players are going to start looking at Florida with John Summerall. They're going to start looking elsewhere. And so this is just kind of the situation. This is my thoughts as an LSU fan on the whole situation. It's kind of a balanced view, to be honest. I'm glad that we finally got a coach and we're signing players and we're kind of it's over, but it's really not over. It's not over. I don't think it's going to be over till we win a championship. And here's the deal. If we go 2 years and it's going really bad, like so let's say we go 2 years and Kiffin has not won anything. Let's say we're not even doing good. Let's say we miss the playoffs. Let's say first and second year we miss the playoffs. Things are going to start heating up for Kiffin. And I'm going to be honest, he'll probably bail. I don't have the confidence in Lane Kiffin with his history that if the heat gets really hot down there for him and we're not making playoffs and the fans start grumbling, I'm not super confident he wouldn't just bail out. And it could get even messier. We've got to win championships. First of all, I next year, I honestly, we have to make the playoff. Like my expectation with Kiffin, and I think it's really a must, is that we have to make the playoffs. And I know that may sound like a high expectation, but at the end of the day, if we don't do that, we're going to be in trouble. And then next year, I don't expect just to make the playoffs. I expect us to be in the final 4 games. I expect us to win the SEC championship. And if we're not on track to do these things and we're going into year 3, we're going to be in a serious mess. And it's also, I think, that it'll probably scare future coaches away. And so, again, I'm glad, I'm happy. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, I'm confident. I'm pretty confident that Kiffin's going to do a lot of good. But I'm just saying, if he doesn't, I mean, we're in serious trouble. The stakes are high. Let's put it that way. But anyways, that's my thoughts for the day. I just wanted kind of to give, I wanted to give my thoughts on Ole Miss's perspective and how I see it from you guys' perspective, but also how I think Lane Kiffin is kind of being torched a little bit too much. I understand why he took the LSU job, and I think most people should. If you're an Ole Miss fan, I mean, I get it. All there is to be mad about it, and that's really all you can do. Any fan base in the SEC anywhere would be doing the same thing if they went to a rival. Whenever you're 11-1, it's just a mess. And so I understand you guys. Here's what I'm asking y'all to do. If you would just go in the comment section, let me know what you thought about my thoughts. If disagree with me, if you want to give your opinion or anything like that, illustration like Bailey did, put it to me in the comment section, and I will go over them. And I'll be glad to do that. And tomorrow, what I'll do is I will get on and I will make a video just responding to your comments and kind of walking through what you're saying, and I'll give my opinion based on what you said and all of that. So if you guys enjoyed this content, interact in the comments section, and I will make a video responding to you tomorrow. And please, if you like this at all, please subscribe. I thank you for the opportunity to earn your subscription, and I'm excited just to be on here talking about sports. So that's all for me today, guys, and look forward to more interactions with you. Go Tigers.